What's up, everybody? It's Adam Arnali. We are live on YouTube right now, and I'm pretty excited about it. We're gonna be playing some Super Nintendo. And give me 1 second. I just had to turn off some audio there. It says I'm offline for some reason. It says my stream has been resumed. Whoa, that was crazy. We're live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time, and it's me, Adam Arnali, and I'm gonna be playing some SNES Classic here. I'm really excited about it. Let's play some Mega Man X. Oh my god, I'm in love with this game. It's so incredible! So guys, I'm actually live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. And what's up Instagram? Yeah, absolutely. I'm on YouTube right now, and that's where you can actually see the real stream. So check out my YouTube channel right now, and you can actually see the actual live stream. And everybody on YouTube right now that's watching, we are literally also live on Instagram right now. So. Pretty stoked on that. Nevertheless, I'm actually playing some SNES Classic. I don't know if you guys have gotten your SNES Classic yet, but this thing is insane. I love it. Mega Man is one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm just going to play the intro stage real quick. What's up, Retro Avenger? What's up? Hey, it's Staz! Joined my Instagram live. Oh my god, I just got hit. I'm not paying attention. Alright. I've got 50 things going on at once here right now. Okay. So, Mega Man is actually probably my favorite video game franchise of all time. And what's up, Rustic B over on YouTube? What's happening? I'm playing a quick game of Mega Man X just to get inspired to start animating in After Effects. I'm going to be animating in After Effects here in just a moment. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also live on Instagram right now. Instagram is able to see my computer screen, whereas YouTube is where the actual real live feed is. So, if you're on Instagram right now, you want to see, like, you want to see the real deal live, head on over to YouTube. However, if you want to stay and watch the behind the scenes, stay tuned on Instagram. But, what's up? Hey, it's Staz. Oh man, I'm sorry you're jealous, dude. I mean, you can easily just go get an emulator and play some of these games. Except for Star Fox 2. Well, I'm sure they'll make an emulator for Star Fox 2 now that it's on the SNES Classic. But I actually haven't even played Star Fox 2 yet. I'm almost afraid to watch play Star Fox 2 because, quite frankly, like, it's just really emotional. I played Star Fox 1 the other day just to sort of get a refresher on everything, and man, like, it was mind-blowing. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I haven't played Star Fox 2 yet. I really want to. I've been playing Metroid, Super Metroid, not Super Metroid, but Metroid Return to Samus on my 3DS, which I'm excited about. What are you guys playing today? What games are you guys playing? I am doing really bad at this level right now. So basically, my new web series is called Glitch Boy, and it's inspired by Mega Man and Mega Man X and the original Mega Man series, and it kind of like ties the two together in a way. So I'm really excited about it. I'm actually going to be animating live here in just a moment as soon as I finish the stage, and you guys can see like some of the things that I do in After Effects to animate. If you guys on Instagram haven't seen my YouTube channel and some of the 8-bit animations that I do there, please go check it out. It's youtube.com/AdamArnali. And, I'm about to phase by. So I have a theory. If you guys are Mega Man fans, I have a theory about who Vile is in the Mega Man series. I literally do. He's so mysterious as a Reploid. He actually is supposed to have been the first Maverick before Sigma, and he hates Mega Man. And the question is why? I mean, obviously we know why Sigma hates Mega Man. Sigma hates Mega Man because he was created by Dr. Kane. After basically Mega Man, he understood how to make Mega Man. He made Sigma, but of course Sigma, turned against Dr. Kane. But the question is, who is Vile? We never really find out. I have a theory. My theory is that Vile is the original Mega Man. I think that what really happened was Mega Man was destroyed, but his body parts remained. And I think that maybe Dr. Kane rebuilt Mega Man, using the technology of Mega Man X that he discovered, but it was a failure. And he then decided to scrap that project and start working on Sigma, who would be an even better robot. And I think that Vile just sort of got cast aside. And I think at the same time, Vile, that's why he's so vile. He hates Mega Man X because Mega Man X is his true successor. And Mega Man X is, so far superior than him. He just hates it. And, his AI was built by was sort of enhanced by Dr. Kane. And I think that that's where that hate is true. And that's why his face is absolutely shrouded and everything like that. FIFA 18 for Hey It's Staz. Man, that just came out on the Nintendo Switch, actually. A lot of people are playing it on the Nintendo Switch, which is really rad. Cool, man. Well, anyway, I'm done playing the game. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into animating. But before I do that, I want to show you guys. What I'm going to be sort of working on. So I'm here in Premiere right now, and I just want to show you guys. I'm gonna play some music if you guys don't mind. Get some music going here. And so anyway, let me now on the Instagram account. I know you guys can't actually hear the music playing in the background, but I'll have you know that there is music playing. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll hear the music. But if you come over here, you look right here on my in Premiere Pro is what I'm in right now. There's a scene that I want to kind of work on today, and let me just play. Here we go. It's this scene right here. This is a new scene that's in my new web series called Glitch Boy. And there's a news reporter who's sort of reporting the news. So there's this firestorm that's coming down onto the city. And basically, like, the TV cuts out, and we don't know why. So what I want to do is I want to actually animate, like, I want these explosions that you're seeing sort of in the background here. I want you to kind of be able to see, like, that they're actually happening in the studio itself. Like, boom, 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 and it starts going off, in the actual frame of the screen. And then that way, like, we understand, like, there's a scream that happens. You probably can't hear it on Instagram, but you can on YouTube. And so I want to animate some of that stuff. So we're gonna jump over into After Effects real quick, and basically work on that. If you're on Instagram, you can actually see like me talking, but then when I go into After Effects, you're not gonna see me talking. YouTube, you can actually see me talking on the screen, like right here. You can actually see me talking, which is kind of rad. But anyway, yeah, man, gonna jump over to After Effects real quick, and we're gonna start working on this scene. We're gonna be adding some explosions to this new scene. It's gonna be pretty radical. I'm pretty stoked on it. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna check the music. We got some good music playing. These are remixes of Mega Man 3 that you're hearing in the background, which I'm really stoked on. All right, so we're gonna go jump over here into this news scene inside of After Effects. We're now in After Effects, and I am looking for the actual sequence. Look at all these sequences, guys. It's insane. Checking it out right now. I gotta find it. It's like not in that list. Okay. So I have to go and try to find a folder, which is right here. And we're gonna go into this animation here. So After Effects takes a while for things to render, but let me adjust my screen for Instagram. So you guys are seeing the static on the screen. There it is. Alright, so I'm rendering right now the actual sequence so you can see it in After Effects. So it's rendering right now, so stand by for that. I'm going to actually back it up and see if it plays in real time. Okay, so it's playing in real time right now. So right here, this is where it zooms out and we see the news situation. I actually want to add, I almost want to add like a news stinger, you know, kind of like a sort of like an intro right here, you know how like news stories are where it's like da 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 the news. I kind of want to add that to the beginning of this thing right here. But right now, what I want to do is I want to add some explosions that literally happen right in the actual frame. So like we can actually see the television, the border of the television right here. But I want to actually add explosions inside of this news broadcast, because truly what's happening inside the city is that there's this huge explosion, all these explosions that are happening right here. But hold on one second, I'm not. I think I got to change something in After. All right, there we go. So on YouTube, sorry guys, I was actually on Premiere Pro, but we're actually going to be working in After Effects, and so I kind of had it on Premiere there. But you guys should be seeing After Effects now. All right, so here we go. We're back into After Effects, and we're in this newsroom here, and there's an explosion. There's explosions happening. They're reporting a firestorm that's happening in the city, but they're also in the city. So this firestorm technically is happening like right on top of them. So I kind of, and then at the end of the scene, it goes into this like static, like it cuts out, and then there's a yell, like she screams, like ah. So what I want to do is I want to add some explosions to this scene right here inside the newsroom. So let's go ahead and find some explosions, and to do that, they're inside my product folder. I just want to find a quick way to access them. So I'm gonna go to a scene where I know that they live, and which is right here, and then we have this explosion here, and so I want to just copy it, and I'm gonna bring it over to the news. I'm gonna bring it over to this news comp right here, and I'm gonna paste it. I'm just gonna paste it where it existed in position inside of the other comp, so I had to come over here to grab it. So what I want to make sure is first is where exactly I want it to come in, and also like what level. So right here is where it is right now. I'm trying to see. It should be, one second. Ah, I see what's going on. So this sequence here is actually, there's a pre-comp. The actual animation is called news animation. That's where the actual animation is. So what I need to do is I need to actually go into that comp to be able to put this together. So what I did was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with After Effects, but I have all of the text layers, all the dialogue on a top layer, and then I have all of the actual animation in a sub-comp, which is where this is. So now if I paste that explosion there, it's going to be right on top of everything, and it's probably going to blow up right in frame. screen. Maybe not. What is that? And that's because it's way the hell down there. Why is it down there? Okay, great. So I should be seeing it now. There it is. Okay, good. Okay. Boom! Explosion! Alright. So now what I want to do is I want to... Now, notice it's overlapping over this area right here where that TV frame is. And I don't want it to overlap that TV frame. So I need to find out where that TV frame is so I can put it inside of that. So what I have to do is I have to go... So look at all these mouth animations I made. Look at all these layers. It's kind of insane. Holy crap. Okay. So we have to go down, keep going down until we find... So let me check this new PNG. So that's the frame. So what's happened is I've actually made a mask on this thing. So I believe I made a mask for these. Oh, you know what? It's because I cut it out. I think that the PNG actually exists. The PNG actually exists with a cutout hole in it. So that's why it's not there. Okay. So how do we get it to where these explosions up at the top here are not being covered on the frame? And because you have multiple layers, right? Sorry, I just knocked the Instagram phone. So just so everybody knows, I'm going live on Instagram and I'm live on YouTube right now. Kind of doing a twofer here, sort of an experiment to see how this is going to work. But nevertheless, so what we want to do is we want to kind of build the effect first, you know, and we want to kind of add like a bunch of these in different sizes. And then what we want to do is we want to maybe pre-comp it, and then what we want to do is make a mask that is this rectangular box. That way we basically have explosions happening inside of the frame, because in the terms of the storyline, so basically the TV, the outline of the TV is somebody is watching that at home, right? And we don't know where the heck they are, right? We don't see behind the television. Then we have the news reporter who's actually in the frame, and then we have the video of what they're showing behind that, right? Just your normal video as you're watching a TV with the news on. Okay, so we're gonna just copy this explosion a bunch of times to try to simulate a bunch of explosions happening. And what we want to do is put them in different places on the screen. And then what we're going to do is make different sizes of this explosion. Now, when you're working with 8-bit, the key to the whole thing is, you know, you want draft quality in After Effects. So there's this line on the screen. You actually can't see it on the live stream because my face is blocking it. But there's like a little thing that you have to change. So notice this. So what's happening is it's how After Effects is rendering the graphic, because what's happening is when you're animating 8-bit, like the graphics are extremely small, right? They're extremely small, and you know, different image editors have different types of renderers on how they render the graphic when you like scale it up. But you want to actually have it on the lowest quality setting, and the reason why is because you want to maintain the blockiness of it. You don't want After Effects to try to add frames or try to smooth things out or do a bunch of crap that's going to make it look. They're actually trying to make it look better, but you don't want it to look better. You want it to look 8-bit. So that's just one thing to note. You want draft quality, which is the lowest quality. So I want to maybe add one more here. And I want it to be at the top. Now, obviously, in terms of where this is happening on the timeline, this is after the static has already sort of started. So we want to kind of put it before the static starts, because like the static is sort of like there's explosions, like oh shit, boom, 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 explosion, and then you know, and then the TV cuts out. What's up, Dark Matter 15? How's it going, man? You know, just I'm animating in After Effects right now. If you were tuning in on the previous live stream, you know, I was watching this scene with the news thing, and I really just decided that I wanted to basically add to the scene. I felt like, you know, the scene kind of cuts out with the static, and I kind of felt like I wanted to have sort of like some dramatic moments where maybe like the newsroom itself is blowing up, right? You know, the newsroom itself is on fire because they're reporting this firestorm that's happening in the city, and then like, but they're right in the thick of it, right? Like, just imagine a firestorm coming down on the city, and you're like inside the newsroom, but like you're being affected too, and then suddenly, like, you know, maybe the firestorm like invades the newsroom and starts blowing everything up, and then like, you know, the person watching at home, all of a sudden everything goes to static and you hear screams and shit. Like, that would be really rad. So that's what I want to try to create here in After Effects. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm blowing things up, but obviously I want to change the sizes now. Now, maybe the last explosion wants to be, now obviously the static starts, we need to go to where the static is, which is right there. So we need to add some more explosions to get to that point on the timeline. Dark Matter, what are you playing today? What game are you playing today, buddy? So now I've added some frames, I've added some explosions, and now I'm going to sort of move these over into different areas. I want the last explosion to kind of happen right in the middle of the frame. So Dark Matter, I'm actually live on Instagram as well. If you go to instagram.com/adam.arnali, you can follow me on Instagram. And my Instagram is just gaming related. It's just basically, oh cool, Fortnite. That's dope. My Instagram is actually, you know, it's sort of like, in my view, it's like the sister social media network to my YouTube. So basically, I just post gaming stuff, and I post stuff that I'm doing on YouTube. You're welcome to check it out. So here's an interesting thing. So we have this situation where the static is coming in, and the explosion is sort of coming out. So maybe what we want to do with that in mind is we want to actually take the frames of explosions and put it under the static. And the reason why is because it kind of like when the static starts to come in, you kind of want the static to also cover the explosions happening, right? So now the other thing is like we have explosions that are now happening all over the place. You know, the one interesting thing is like she's still talking, but there's explosions in her room. I don't know what to do about that. You know, maybe there's not this many explosions. Maybe it's just like 3 or 4, and then the shit comes out. Because I think, true story, like, all of a sudden there's explosions in the room, and then, like, she's still talking, you know? Like, doesn't make any damn sense. So maybe we don't have, maybe it's just like 3 explosions. Maybe it's just like, we just see 3 of them. Alright, so let's just go with 3 explosions. So one's happening over there. We don't want to have the main, the 2 earlier explosions hitting her, right? So it's like we want to have like, it's like maybe this one's huge, right? This last one's huge and it covers her face. And the reason why is because quite frankly, like I don't want to see her. You know? I want this explosion to be like so huge that it's just like, oh shit, boom, and then like we go to static, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling. So I want to make sure she's covered that whole time, and then the static comes in. It's like, right? So that we've done that, and now what we want to do is kind of affect the sizes of, you know, maybe we'll add another. Maybe we'll add another explosion down below. Now I've already, if you guys if you guys want to know, I've actually already pre-animated this explosion. Oh, thanks, Dark Matter 15. You rock. So then I'm gonna move this guy. So I don't want to put it over her though, because literally that'd be cool if it was like right on top of the actual frame. So if you, so just so you know, here's the actual explosion that's animated. So it's all these animation frames, all these different sprites, frames of animation that are now all just kind of run together, right? So that's it. So then here it's just like it's just all into one layer, so I can just drag it around. So what I want to do is I want to actually make these smaller. So this is interesting. So it's like all that's happening, and then boom, you go like, oh shit, and then oh shit, oh no. All right, cool. So I want to kind of make this like 150, and then maybe this is like 275. Maybe it's 300. And then the next one is, so it gets bigger, right? So it's like, and then finally, boom, and then we go to static. Cool. So that's that. So what I want to do is I want to pre-compose this. Oops, sorry. So now what I want to do is I want to pre-compose all of these four explosions into another comp, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. I'm gonna pre-compose that. I'm gonna call it Explosion Newsroom. Okay. So there it is. Now all of those are now into one file, right here. How's the music playing, by the way? I've got music playing in the background while I'm talking and animating. Oh yeah. This is epic! I'm pretty stoked on this, actually, this music. For you guys on Instagram, I'm sorry you can't hear the music. I've got my headphones on. Because basically, you don't want to have feedback. Like, if you have feedback, what happens is like, if you can hear the music coming out of the speakers of your computer, and then it goes back in through the microphone that I'm talking into, suddenly you'll have a bunch of feedback on YouTube, which sucks, right? What's up, Sandeep? He says, oh god, I don't know what the time is there, but it's 2:30 in the morning. He's feeling sad. Thank you for watching my 8-bit videos. Dude, yeah, thank you so much for watching the Conor McGregor Punch-Out video. I actually want to do a sequel to that, when Conor McGregor signs on to fight his next match. It might be an MMA match, though. If anybody who's watching on Instagram, go check out my YouTube channel where I made a Conor McGregor Punch-Out video. It's actually inspired by Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but yeah, man, I want to do a sequel to it next time Conor McGregor has a fight, but it might be an MMA match, and so I might have to animate the ring of the Mike Tyson Punch-Out ring to look like an octagon. If anybody follows MMA, you might know what we're talking about there. But anyway, let's get back to the animation here. So basically, we've got this explosion happening in this newsroom. And what I want to do is, so just to preface what we were talking about earlier, this frame of the television, the explosion's happening inside of the newsroom. It's not happening where whoever's watching the news is viewing it from, right? So we don't want to see explosions happening over the frame of the television. So what we need to do is we need to mask this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a mask over this screen here. That way, what we see is now that I've done that, the explosion happening inside of the box. Now, obviously, I kind of messed it up here, so I gotta extend this mask out a little bit there. And I think, see, I'm seeing some blue here at the bottom, so I'm gonna just kind of drag that down. Okay. So now that we have that, we are now, let's just watch this. Not too bad there. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Oh, snap! I'm still seeing some blue. So I'm just gonna, oops. I just went up a layer, sorry. So I'm just gonna drag again this frame over just a hair and see now if... I just want it to be flush. Okay, that looked great. Okay, so I'm still seeing some blue there, so need to drag this mask over a bit to make sure that we're not seeing any of the actual newsroom on the edge of that mask. Alright, it's rendering right now, so I don't know if I want it over this black. See how it's kind of like right here, it looks like it's kind of impeding upon the side of the frame, so I might want to, sorry, auto-save there. I want to take this mask and kind of, maybe zoom in. I just want to really get this thing. I don't want to see any blue when the explosion happens. Pretty good. Alright, that's great. Alright, great. So now that we have this explosion, right? The next thing that I want to do in Animate is here's the thing, like I feel like that there's this explosion, right? The interesting thing is I want it to look like the newsroom is kind of shaking. You know, like if there's bombs going off outside of the newsroom, you know, don't you think there might be some shaking happening, or maybe some, you know, I don't know. I feel like the newsroom should be shaking. So the question that I have is, do I want the entire television? Do I want the entire television to shake, or do I want just the newsroom to shake? You know, what is it that I want? Where is the earthquake happening? Is the earthquake happening everywhere and everyone's experiencing it once, or is it just a television? Now, in order to do the interior of the television and not the television itself, we have a issue. So Dark Matter says yes. Dark Matter, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that the whole television should be shaking or just the newsroom? I'm kind of feeling like the newsroom. I mean, because the explosions are happening inside the newsroom, right? We don't see the explosions happening around the television set, just inside the studio, so I feel like it's just the newsroom. Now that presents an interesting challenge, because if it's just the newsroom that's shaking, we have to cut out, yeah, exactly, the newsroom. We have to cut out the actual monitor from the news. And quite frankly, right now, according to how this was animated, I believe that the newsroom is a part of the television. So what we have to do in order to make this happen is we have to go back into Photoshop, and we have to cut out these two frames and separate the layers. Not a big deal. So we'll just open up Photoshop, and then basically I'm just going to cut it out. I'm going to re-export two new layers and come back into After Effects and put them together. So I actually don't have... Let me add a live stream shot of Photoshop so you guys can see what we're working with. So we're gonna create a Photoshop screenshot for you guys, and I'm gonna select Photoshop. Not showing up. Cancel. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna do the monitor. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm now going to shoot my monitor live. So you guys are actually seeing my entire monitor. So there might be some weird stuff happening on the actual live stream. But I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna go to my Glitch Boy folder here somewhere. I'm gonna go to animation. I'm gonna go to news. And I'm gonna find Photoshop file. I'm gonna open this up into Photoshop. And notice right here we have all these layers. Now, the first two layers in the Photoshop file, I don't know if how well Instagram can see this. I'm gonna shift the camera back so you guys can see what I'm working with here on Instagram. But if you see right here, there are 3 unique layers, and one is her talking, right? So there's this animation, her talking, and the second one is her blinking her eyes. So we don't want to mess with those. What we want to do is we want to go to this bottom layer, which is sort of like the background layer. Another interesting thing that I'm noticing is like there's this black line is missing. Just so I don't complicate things, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to drag, and I want to not do that. What is that? I just drew that. That's not what I want. I want a marquee tool, and I want to drag the marquee around. So we have an issue. So notice, like, down here at the bottom, we have this black bar, and I didn't even notice this before, but it's literally, like, not extending all the way to the end of the screen. So what I want to do is I want to draw. I want to draw that. Now, I have my pencil. So, just so you know, 8-bit. In 8-bit, you actually draw with a square brush. See that? This is how you draw 8-bit in Photoshop. Just so you know. So we're gonna go right down here to the bits, right? Now notice here, it's interesting. This right here is wrong. Whatever this little block is. So somehow I've managed to not do that great of a job there. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And now what I want to do is I want to just extend this. Well, this is interesting. Yeah. So another interesting aspect is the fact that this white, what is this white stuff? Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, I mean, I could absolutely change the expression on the reporter's face, should I choose to. However, so are you thinking that, like, when the bombs go off, she has like another expression, like, oh shit, no? I could probably do that. So it looks like this white bar extends the full amount of the screen. So what I want to do is I want to extend this white bar as well, all the way to here. And then what I want to do is extend. All right, you know what? We'll do that. We'll do that, dark matter, for you, buddy. So now that I've done that, I actually need to extend this part as well, all the way down. So to make a straight line, otherwise you'll be doing this. You hold the shift button down, and even though I'm doing all that, it's not going anywhere except for that straight line. Just so you know, that's a tip. That's a key tip right there in drawing 8-bit. Let's keep your line straight. Alright, so we've done that. Now, the interesting thing is, the actual frames of animation with her talking are literally the entire thing. So what we need to do is, we need to actually duplicate what we just did to these other 2 layers. And so I'm just going to do that there, and then come over here, do the same thing with this white piece. And then, same thing. I come up here, and I am going to... the eyedropper tool, select black, and drag over here. I have a shortcut. There's a shortcut inside of your pencil tool, which is Alt, to turn on eyedropper. So you don't have to like select another tool in Photoshop. You can literally just quickly select the color. Alright, great. So let's go over here. So what we want to do is we want to then use our marquee tool, which is Apple or Command M, or if you're on a PC, I mean if you're on a PC, I have no idea. I don't use PCs. So we want to make sure this marquee that we've drawn is true. And what I mean, see, notice here, we missed it. So I'm going to hit Shift, which is to add additional marquee. I just want to come down here and add that. I notice now that the marquee is extending too far on the black, so I'm going to hit the Alt key, which is deselect marquee. Oh, yeah, there we go. It looks like there's a little bit too much as well on this side over here. I could have drew some guides that'll enable me to do something called snapping, which basically just snaps on the pixel level to where you want it to go. But anyway, so I've selected now this frame, and what I want to do is I want to cut it. I want to cut it out. So I'm going to hit Control mouse, and I'm going to hit Layer via copy, or cut, Layer via cut. So now I've cut her out. What I could now do is I can now select this, come over here to the top layer. I'm going to hit Inverse, Control Inverse, and I'm going to delete the frame on the other two layers because we don't need them really. So now what we have in this animation is we still have that happening, right? The interesting thing is, like, yeah. So you want her to have an expression. You want another talk, another. So what? So is her mouth like just open? All right, and head to the store, but I'll see you in a bit. So what do we have here? Is Dark Matter wants me to draw another expression. So in order to do that, I'm going to duplicate that layer, and I'm going to call it Talk To. So what I want her to do, I think, because there's a firestorm happening, I think she just has like her mouth open. I think is what it is. So she already kind of has her mouth open here. I'm yawning. Ah, sorry about that. So what I want to do is I want to actually just make it bigger for this one. So actually, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to drag. I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to call it Talk 3. Or Talk 2. So now what I want to do is I want to maybe just draw some additional frames. Maybe her mouth is open even bigger. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like. So maybe I'll just draw like. Alright, so now that I'm just drawing, and now what I want to do is maybe just like draw around that box. Maybe it's not so, I don't want it to be too on the nose or too symmetric, so I'm going to just do this. So it's symmetric. So it's really symmetric. So I don't like it. So what I don't know how to get rid of it. That kind of works. It's not exactly what I want, but oh no! Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I kind of don't like that. So, I want to come in here. I just kind of wanted to... something like that. I wanted it to be consistent with kind of how we drew the original mouth, which is that. I want her mouth to be open more than the previous. Oh no! Ah! Alright, I think we're good. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to draw basically export out the individual frames. So I'm going to export this new frame, and I'm going to call it, we're going to go over here to say news underscore frame, right? And now we've created some new animations now. So what we want to do is we want to redo the originals. So we had the original news frame, right? So we're going to replace that. News PNG replace. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have blink. We're going to replace the blink, which is replace that. And then what we're going to do is replace the hawk. And then we want to create this new frame. We're going to call it mouth 2. So it's news underscore mouth. Now that we've done that, we can then go back into After Effects and continue to work. So I'm going to go ahead and shift over into After Effects. We are now into After Effects. Great. So things should have updated. No, notice it has updated because now the actual frame of the television is no longer there. So we created a new layer. So now what we need to do is we need to go into the news folder. We need to import this. Right. And while we're at it, we might as well import the mouth too. Right? So this news frame, we're just going to literally put under the news. Just like that. Piece of it. And then at the very end, she's talking, and then she freaks out, right? So what I want to do is I want to cut that frame out, and I want to add this new mouth 2 there. So in order for me to cut out, just so you know, in terms of, I'm hitting Command Shift D is the shortcut. And what it does is it takes this layer and it cuts it. It cuts it in half. That way you can separate the layer. It's almost like cutting in say Premiere Pro or like an editing program. So I do a lot of that. So what's up, Roostic? Welcome back. So Roostic, it's something funny just happened. Dark Matter, who you can see in the chat, he actually asked me to make an additional frame, and basically, so like when the bomb goes off, he wanted the news reporter to have a new expression, right? So like, I just created this frame right here where she like, it's just sort of like this, at the last second she goes, ah! So I made that for him, which is, this right here is the dark matter frame of animation. He now has his own addition to the animation. So anyway, so now that we've done that, so Rustic, just so you know what we're doing, is we wanted to, the bomb's kind of going off, everything's working. And then the static comes in, right there. I actually kind of want this explosion to happen a little bit later. Like right before the static comes in. So, let's watch this frame. I may have gone too far. Boom! Alright, so let me... Actually, don't like it. I just went back to where it was before. Boom! And then static. Right. So what we want to do is we wanted there to be like almost like some ruckus, like shit's shaking inside the newsroom as the bombs are going off in the newsroom, right? That's kind of what we wanted. So in order to achieve that, I'm gonna actually go into 1 second, autosave. I want to kind of think about this for a second in terms of how I can achieve it. What I need to do is I need to create a shake expression. And so I need to go to the layers, the news. So 1 second. I have to think about where I'm going to have the shake happen. She's talking here. I want to go to the actual composition where she's talking, where I can see what she's saying, because we need to really figure out where this news, where this shake is going to happen. She's talking, she's talking, she's talking, she's talking. Boom. So right there. So what we can do is we can actually go into this frame right here, and that's where the shake can start. I feel like it should start sooner. I actually do feel like it should start sooner. Here's my biggest issue. The biggest issue is the fact that I've got, if we go into the news animation. Let me find it here. Down here at the bottom. Yeah. We have multiple layers, right? We have, see all these layers right here? There's all these layers. If we're good with her talking, I think what we should do is we should make a pre-comp, right? So all this right here, except for the frame. We don't want the frame in. We should pre-compose all of this stuff, and I'll show you why in a moment. So we're gonna have a news reporter. We'll just call it news reporter. So now we've created a pre-composition of her talking. So all of that is just her. And the reason why is because as I've animated all these layers together, I don't want to have to add the effect to 100 layers. I want to be able to add the effect to one layer and it be able to affect all the layers at like the same way. The problem is that if I add this effect, it might actually do different stuff to the different layers, and everything has to work together because it's like a stacked image where everything like has to fit exactly. So that might sound a little bit confusing, but trust me. So what I think should happen is I actually think the rumbling should start sort of right before the explosion, right? So the explosion happens right here. So I think maybe if we just come back a couple layers, maybe to right here. Maybe like right about there. All of a sudden, things start shaking. Now, how do we do that? So what we need to do is we need to add what is called an expression. And an expression is pretty dope. It basically is sort of like a, I don't want to say like code or something, but it's not actually an effect. It's more, it's like a, man, it's like some code. All right, so what we want to do is we want to create what's called wiggle. And what we want to do is we want to wiggle this thing in a certain way. So we might have to experiment to see like what works best. So let's just do 10, 10, just to give us a starting point. And then we can see what that looks like. So now we're wiggling. So the question is does this look like an earthquake? It almost looks like it's too much, right? It's almost like, I think that she's moving around too much, and maybe like it could go even faster. So if I come over here to the expression and type 5 and 10, now let's see what happens. Gotta render. Oh, thanks, Roostic. What's up, Edwin? So I think I chose the wrong one. So the first numerals on this expression 10 relate to how fast it is, and then the second number is how far is it shaking. So just to give you guys some idea in terms of what we're doing right now, we're actually creating an earthquake. There's a firestorm that's happening in the city, and the news reporter is reporting on it, but now the firestorm has actually invaded the newsroom, and bombs are going off, and what we want to do is, hey, we want to simulate sort of like this earthquakey vibe, where like all of a sudden like pandemonium's happening, and shit's blowing up, and we've created the explosions inside the newsroom, and now we need to make the actual earthquake effect happen. Hey, Roostic, thank you so much for watching my Nintendo cartridge video. Man, I had a lot of fun making that thing. You know, that was something that I was inspired to make for a long time. As a retro gamer and a Nintendo lover, you know, we used to put cartridges in regular Nintendo. So, what's up, Robert Gaming, Tech and More? I am the video game version of Adam Arnali. I am the 8-bit Adam Arnali. It is me. I am, in a sense, the this. How do you even want to call it? What am I exactly? I am the 8-bit projection of my digital self, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Roostic. I was really passionate about it, and I just kind of, you know, just wanted to sort of make a video about it. So yeah, I know how Roostic really likes authenticity. He really likes, you know, people who are just themselves, you know, and aren't trying to put on a character. Even though I'm 8-bit, I'm kind of a character. What can I do? But no, this is literally the real me, 8-bit style. So, not acting in any specific way. Oh, thanks, Roostic. Man, you know, I just wanted to have some music playing in the background of my live stream, and you know, the music's actually remixes of Mega Man 3, which is I'm stoked on. So anyway, Robert Gaming, just to give you an idea, I am making a Mega Man inspired web series, 8-bit style, called Glitch Boy, and you can actually watch the trailer. In fact, let's just watch the trailer. Can we watch the trailer? Let's just watch the trailer real quick, and then we're going to come back. I just want to give everybody an idea of what the heck we're doing. What this is all about, what this is leading up to. I'm just going to go ahead and play this trailer real quick for you guys. And here we go. Let's watch the trailer. I'm going to actually cut the music real quick. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So we're back, and by the way, I want everybody to go to Rustic's channel and check out Rustic B's channel. Rustic is actually a really radical stuntman. I got to work with him on a gaming rap battle, Assassin's Creed versus Tomb Raider rap battle. You should check out my channel and watch that video and see Rustic and the talents that he has. He's incredible. He's actually going to be doing some stunts tonight for an epic shoot, so stay tuned for that. He does all kinds of stuff. He is in the middle of a competition. If you can film a fight scene and you can basically send it to Rustic by a certain deadline, you could be entered into a chance to win some cool prizes. And if you want to go check out Rustic's channel and see his fight competition that he has started, Rustic, if you want to go ahead and put the information in the chat so people can find it. You know, if you're into stunts, man, if you're into action films, Rustic is a guy that you need to follow. Anyway, let's get back into this After Effects action here. What I just added was a cool expression to basically. Am I still live on Instagram? Hold on one second. Oh no! The video ended on. Apparently, I am no longer live on Instagram. Oh well. Somehow it cut out. Robert Gaming, I'm trying. He says he is moving the cursor with his mind, and he is also stuck with that pose. Mind blown. Well, technically, I'm not necessarily stuck in this pose. I can, move my hand a little bit. Check me out, I'm moving my hand. Woo! So far, as an 8-bit person, I still need to be animated more. That is true. And, I'm waiting to animate more of myself. I have to tell you. And, so stay tuned for additional frames of animation for my pose. Alright. So, we are back into After Effects now. Rustic, I'd love to come tonight, man. I just don't know, man. I'm trying to get back on the morning schedule. I've got a 6 a.m. call time on Tuesday, and man, I've been literally editing till 5 a.m. and like I am freaking out. Like I gotta be able to wake up. I know you guys got a night shoot. I'd love to come stop by and just say hi. I should hit up Kai and I should do that. To be honest with you guys, so I live in Los Angeles and so does Rustic, and there's always film shoots happening. I actually, I work on film shoots, and sometimes I don't like to show up on film shoots if I don't have a role. You know what I mean? I don't like to be like the guy that's kind of like hanging out in the corner. Like, I'm trying to be cool. I'm just sitting here on this film shoot. You know what I mean? And then you're like, everybody's trying to like, make the film. They don't have time to sit around and chat with random ass people. So I don't know if I want to come tonight. But if Kai's coming, if Kai's going for sure, and he's got some stuff going on, and he wants me to come, I might roll by for a minute just to say hi. Yeah, maybe I'll just stop by, just say, "What up, Rustic? How's everybody doing?" And then peace, I'm out. I might do that. All right, but I don't like getting in people's way. You know what I mean? Dude, yeah, Kai is like, yeah, I love Kai actually, and he's sort of like the it guy. He's like the scenester guy. He's like, he makes it cool, it's like we need paparazzi, we need entourages and shit. Think about the music industry. Like YouTube needs to take over the music industry. And if you think about the music industry, it's all about like entourages and like all this crap. Like we're cool, blah blah blah. All these people hanging around and shit. And that kind of adds to the mystique of the whole thing, if you think about it. Well, dude, you're a morning person, okay? I know you've had 5 to 6 a.m. and now you're doing night shoots. It's got to be brutal. I feel you. But I just don't want to. I'm trying to prepare my body and my mind. Like I don't want to go into this thing like I don't want to not be able to go to bed that day until like 3 a.m. and not sleep at all. Like, that's literally what's about to happen to me. I have to try to get my schedule back on. That way I can actually get like 4 hours of sleep that night. Like, I was literally going to bed at 5 a.m. like 2 nights ago. Like, and my call time is 6. I'm literally not going to sleep. I can't show up to this thing without having at least slept a little bit. So, hey, yeah, let's talk about Kai for a minute. So, if everybody on the, is listening here, Kai is actually a YouTube sort of, I don't even know what to call him. I don't even know if he makes videos. I think he just knows a bunch of people. I don't really know what his purpose is. But I feel like Kai's extremely important. I feel like Kai is actually at the forefront of something. Kai is actually in a position where there needs to be a revolution on YouTube in terms of infrastructure, in terms of how talent is, you know, fostered and bought and sold. You know, if you think about the music industry, now here's an Adam Arnali rant. Here we go. I'm going into a rant now. I'm gonna go full screen, total rant style. Here we go. Here's the thing about the YouTube industry versus the music industry. The music industry, and Rustic, you can chime in on this. The music industry is set up where if you start to have a degree of success, where you start to get a lot of fans, you start to, you know, basically get a lot of spins, as it were, listens. You know, maybe it's on YouTube, maybe it's on Spotify. Say you blow up, you have a huge internet hit. Well, you are going to be fostered. People are gonna contact you. Their managers, you know, labels, scouts, the entire music industry, every single major label, sub-label, manager, development agencies have scouts that go try to find new talent. And then what they want to do is they want to take that talent and they want to foster the talent and develop the talent. And you might get signed to a major label and get shelved because you weren't developed right. You might want to get a manager. You might want to get, you know, an agent. You might want to get some people on your team first before you sign to the major label, because what happens is once the major label drops that check on you, you got to have a team behind you that can facilitate and really launch a great, you know, record or something like that. We don't have that on YouTube. We literally don't have this infrastructure where new talent gets found by the industry itself via scouts and agencies, managers, labels, development people, to where a talent could be, they don't even have to be huge. The problem with YouTube is that it's like, you have to be fucking massive before anyone gives a shit, and I think that that's a mistake. I think that if somebody starts to have a degree of success, you start to see, you know, a lot of people subscribing. Somebody gets to 10K subscribers, and it's like, okay, all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is a person. So what we need to do is we need to have a firm develop this team that's going to surround this YouTuber and really bring this YouTuber up, and then be able to push that person onto larger agencies or larger labels. You know, like the multi-channel networks don't do any of this shit. They don't. They literally just steal the data of the small YouTubers and then use that to try to get advertising sponsors for their larger, you know, basic YouTubers. We need agencies that literally pick up and develop talent into creating, you know, these things. Sorry, I was ranting there. Let me read what Rustic said. Rustic says he agrees. Kai is at the forefront. He knows everyone. He's really good with people, but he doesn't have his own landing. Anyway, you're right. And I think that's the biggest problem with Kai. And actually, I was talking to him last night. I actually want to clue you in on the conversation that happened. Yeah, I think so, Rustic. I think that you're obviously doing stuff. You're doing big things. You're doing this fight, you know, competition, and you've got great videos. You've got some viral hits, and you know, you're building a lot of subscribers, and people are starting to follow you more frequently. You know, and I think that, wow, how come you haven't been scouted? Like some of these scouts for multi-channel networks have hit me up, right? I've gotten emails for multi-channel networks, but the problem is that It's like signing to a major label or something. Like, you can't win. They're not going to help you. You know, we need smaller companies that have smaller pools of talent. Like, for example, let's say there was a agency that only had like 5 YouTubers. You know, and maybe they have one huge one and they've got some smaller guys. And what they're doing is that they're building up the smaller guys, and then they're having the bigger channel collab with them, and they're rolling their shit out, helping them to build a team around them that they can actually become a force to be reckoned with, and then getting them brand deals. Like, you got brand deals on your own. You know, I've gotten a brand deal on my own. You know, I've gotten sponsors on my own. You know what I mean? But we don't. Neither of us have a team. We don't have. You know, we need to pull together resources within an agency and like bring each other up. That's really what it is. You know, that's what's happening in the music industry. Sorry, let me get back to you, Roostic. How would you build yourself up to be ready for the breakthrough? That's a good question. You know, let's go back to the music industry for a second. So a lot of musicians, you know, they will get picked up by a management company, and the management company, you know, doesn't have that many artists. They don't. It's not like a label. A label has like, they could have like 200 artists. A management company has a smaller amount of artists. You know, they'll have like maybe, you know, 15 tops. And what they do is that they manage. Every major label artist has a manager. They have a management team. Every single major label artist has a music manager. If you go watch Lady Gaga's new documentary, 5'2" on Netflix, you don't even see the label. You see the manager who's with this person all the time, and basically they help to bring together the teams, and they're there to basically consult the artist on decisions and things like that, and they help them. And it's like, let's say I want to do a new record and I want to get a new producer. Well, the manager will help to facilitate that, to find this new, to find this new producer to produce the music. The label kind of acts as like the agency. They're like, you know, they want to have input in terms of the record, in terms of the producer that they end up choosing, and they want to make sure that the direction that things are going is, you know, on the right footing, and they're the ones that are fitting the bill, so they need to have a say. The manager's the one who's really in charge of making the direct line of contact with the major label and helping to build her team, right? That's what the manager's there to do. That's it. We don't have that in YouTube. It's like either you're signed to a multi-channel network and a talent agency, or you're just on your own. And some of these people who have budgets somehow are able to put together teams on their own with the money that they get from whoever, you know, whatever knows. Like basically what's happening is the top YouTubers are getting money from YouTube directly, and with that money, they are then hiring people to be on their team. Well, if you're not getting ad revenue from YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, how are you can't build a team. Nobody's going to be hanging around with you all the time. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. What labels do is that labels have investors, worldwide investors. It's almost like a mutual fund or something, where the investors will invest in the label, who then, you know, basically use that fund to then give budgets to artists. That's kind of how it works. Whereas with multi-channel networks, everything is based on sponsorship deals, which is totally different. And so, basically, I don't know if you want to chime in on this, Roostic, but basically, what needs to happen, I feel, within YouTube is that these management companies need to spring up. There need to be scouts and people trying to find YouTubers, just like the multi-channel networks have scouts. I mean, I walked into a multi-channel network and there's literally 100 kids sitting on computer screens just searching YouTube for new talent who haven't been picked up by an MCN yet. So a management company can have like a couple scouts, you know, going around and finding new talent and saying, hey, listen, we want to manage you. We see that you're doing big things, and we really like what you're doing. We want to talk to you. We want to see if maybe we can work out a deal. We want to see if we can, you know, maybe take your shit to the next level. You know, I've talked to these, like, and the scouts for these MCNs say the same shit, but then when you actually talk to them on the phone, you're like, okay, what are you gonna do for me? The shit they say to you is garbage. Oh yeah, you can be on our back end, you can
collaborate with some of our people, and you know, we're gonna go into your channel, and we're just gonna make sure that your shit's optimized so you can have the, you know, the best chance to reach an audience. Like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, what are you gonna really do? Who are you gonna set me up with? Like, here's what the manager conversation should be. Dude, we love your channel. We love what you're doing. We want to take your stuff to the next level. We want to maybe like get you signed to a bigger agency or a label. Here's what we want. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna team you up with a production team, and to make sure that you're putting out content all the time. You know, we want to try to get you some brand deals to try to fund your operation, so you're not just strapped all the time. We want to maybe, you know, put you on a little tour. We want you to go around and do meet and greets. We want to get you a publicist, and that's the keyword, publicist. We need to get you a publicist. We have some publicists that we work with. We want to, you know, get you a graphics team. We want to get you, you know, maybe like some film producers and film shooters to help you to, you know, streamline your content. We want to line you up with a lawyer. We want to get you the team that you're going to need to set you up. So now you have an operation going. And once you have your operation, then what we can do is we can then build up your subscriber base by, you know, using the strategies that work. And we're going to be promoting you on all the social media networks and helping you to build your following. And then when we feel like you're ready, what we're going to do is we're going to get you a big deal. That's the conversation that should happen with a managing company. Publicists are very important. Publicists are absolutely critical to musical artists. I mean, we could absolutely start up a management company. We could, Roostic. I just don't know if that's the direction that we want to be going, is running other people's shit. Like here's the thing, Kai. Here's the thing. And this goes back to Kai. Kai knows everybody, right? But he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So Kai is such a huge. How do I want to say this? Asset to this whole revolution. And I was actually talking to an investor last night who was hanging out with him, but the investor, he was a bit clueless in terms of what Kai's actually trying to put together. And Kai and I, we see eye to eye in terms of what needs to happen. And everything that I've laid out to you in this rant is exactly what me and Kai were talking about last night. But unfortunately, Kai isn't going to be the one to run the operation. Kai is kind of like a A&R rep. Kai is like this loose cannon guy that goes around and knows everybody, and he's a connector. He can pull people together. But you need to have somebody on the team who is going to be the nuts and bolts. That's literally going to put this operation into plan and action. You know, if we could put somebody together with Kai, you know, if we could have Kai on the team and we could pull together, like, say, a couple people who have their shit together that really know what they're doing. You know, we can make a management firm and we can sign some smaller artists and try to blow them up. So Rusic's saying, you mean each other's. Like, for example, what? Like, we pull each other's accounts up. I mean, we could. I mean, we should absolutely be trying. Me, you, and Chris, for sure, should be trying to figure this out. But, like, let's go back to the publicist thing for a second. I actually know a friend of mine who works for a publicist, and there's a million publicists. But it's very much who you know in terms of, like, and what level the publicist is. And in addition, the music industry publishing industry is way more refined than what we have on YouTube. We don't have shit for publicists on YouTube. It sucks. But it's actually better on Instagram. Publicists and Instagram are, you know, working together much more than publicists and YouTubers, believe it or not. I mean, it's whatever. It's only me and you talking. Anyway, by the way, people can still watch this live stream. Like, they got an email and they can watch it at their, you know, convenience, so they can still watch all this. So just so you know, even if it's going to be unlisted after the fact. Nevertheless, this is a very important conversation for anybody that's tuning in terms of what's happening on YouTube. This is the inside. Dude, you guys are getting an inside track right now in terms of, like, what this is about. But no, true story. So with publicists, here's why publicists are so important. In the music industry, what publicists are doing now, musical publicists, is small development teams will get a artist signed to a publicist.
and the publicist will then reach out to their network. And their network involves bloggers, news organizations, you know, what have you. Like all, like basically anywhere where you could be in the public eye and get you write-ups with various publications, various bloggers, interviews with magazines, interviews with TV networks, radio stations, the whole nine. Like all that shit. Like this is promotion, right? PR firms literally get you linked in to all of these outlets, right? It's free publicity. It's not advertising where you pay, say, you run a YouTube ad, or you run a Facebook ad, or you run an Instagram ad. No, this is like free press, right? This is the whole thing. Like, how did I get on Rolling Stone? I didn't have to pay to be on Rolling Stone. They saw my stuff on Reddit and then put me up on Rolling Stone. Or, you know, I reached out to like 200 video game bloggers and somebody picked up my rap battle and promoted it. That's PR. Now, a PR firm, there's all these insiders, there's all these news outlets and media outlets that like are not accessible unless you have a rep. The rep has the communication or the connections, the relationships to be able to call them up and be like, we need you to have Rustic P on your show and do an interview with him. That's literally what would happen. But you need to have a small agency that's going to pull publicists together, you know, and all these different types of people together to be able to, you know, get you to blow up. I mean, that's literally what needs to happen. So, the music industry has been around forever, right? And record labels have been around since, what, the 40s or something? Like Elvis, period of time with Elvis, or maybe even before that. And that's a long time of them just sort of, like, figuring out how to launch an artist. And YouTube's been around for, what, 10 years or so? Like, that's not a whole lot of time for the industry to really, like, you know, develop itself. I mean, it's literally one website. This whole industry is based on one website, YouTube. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. You know, but we also have Instagram too, you know? I feel like it's all kind of pulling together in terms of this social media industry. But YouTubers directly making videos, but now you can make videos on Facebook, you can make videos on Instagram, so, you know, the industry's growing in terms of online content creators, so... Anyway, I digress. That was a long rant. Thank you so much for dealing with it. Let's get back to this, video. We're gonna go to After Effects here. And I'm gonna make myself smaller now. I just want to finish this, and then I might call it Kai. No worries for derailing the stream, Rustic. We needed to get that out. Alright, so, again... So what's happening is I am trying to create this situation. I feel like this rumbling that's happening now, it doesn't make sense. Right here in this moment. Only because like the bomb, it's almost like the bomb needs to set it off, right? So what I need to do is I need to wait as soon as this bomb goes off, right about, that's when the rumbling needs to start happening. I'm wondering if the rumbling should actually like increase over time. Now let's look at the actual rumbling itself and make sure it's. I feel like it could be going faster. So what we need to do is we need to go out down here and we need to check. We need to go down here in this box. I feel like it's going too far away. So we're gonna go to 3, and then I think we need to go to 15. And now let's check it. Let's see. Damn, that looks crazy. Oh, that's awesome! Because it's like, okay, check it out. So she's talking, like, you know, talking, and then all of a sudden, like, a bomb goes off. Inside the building. Like, boom! Like, oh, shit! Oh, no! So what I think what should happen is right before this last bomb goes off, I go down to the expression that I've created, and I click on it. And I go to the wiggle, and now I'm going to make it bigger, right? So I'm going to go 5, I'm going to go 6, and 20. Oh, no! And then we go to static. So with the static though, I think once the static comes in, it should stop. The wiggle should stop. So I'm gonna cut it again. I'm gonna go to this expression I've created, and I'm gonna get rid of it. And now it's gonna go back to the. So now what we need to do is we need to go into the top animation, which is so now it is with everything together. So she's talking. And then boom! Type. Alright. So we're going to add to render queue. Now, the static is actually going to... It's actually going to last quite a bit. And the reason why it lasts for so long is because I want to kind of like have a beat where we're basically how do I want to say this? It's almost like there's like an emotional moment where oh shit, the music stops and she dies. Hey dude, hey man, have a good time editing your tutorial. Thank you so much, Rustic. Dude, if I see you tonight, great. You know, if not, have a fantastic shoot, dude. Stoked for you. Hey, and let's talk more about this idea of like helping each other's out. Try to build like some kind of like a collective or something, or maybe even like a management company. Maybe this could turn into something. Because I feel like, you know, me, you, and Chris. I don't know if you're hearing this right now. Like you might have already left, but me and Chris, dude, like we're like all kind of in the same boat, dude. And there's like a million of us. People that are actually making dope content that, if there was like a team that was put together, dude, we could crush the game, dude. Like, we just need to like really understand, you know, what this industry needs, you know. And I just go back to this whole music industry thing because I just feel like, you know, we went to the album release party at the YouTube space. Why is a musical artist that was signed to a major label having an album release at YouTube, and her latest music video was filmed at the YouTube space? Right, because Maker Studios got bought by Disney, and they actually changed into a multi-channel network, and they're done. It's over. That whole thing, that ship has sailed. Like they're not what it used to be. Well, she is a huge YouTube sensation. You're right, but she's a musical artist, and that's the thing. The musical artists are using YouTube as their platform. They're literally YouTubers, but they're musicians that know the music industry. And they're doing things on YouTube as a musician, as a part of the music industry. And what they're doing is working. It's like, how is it that musicians as YouTubers are doing better than YouTubers? Think about it. YouTubers are making videos that have music in them, right? If you look at what musicians do, they just make the music. So they're actually providing less value in terms of media than a YouTuber. Right, but they have the formula down from the years of the music industry. And all the shit that these YouTubers are talking. Right, no, I feel you on that. I feel you. They act like DJs. Like, they're just, you know... Here's the thing. You know, we went into this whole, like, thing. They changed the algorithm, listening to these guys talk about, you know how to spark the algorithm. And it all failed. And it all failed because none of these people know the music industry. Like, Daryl Eves or Tim Schmoyer... All these people talking at the Vid Summit, that thing I sent you, none of these people know anything about the music industry. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, because as they're sitting there telling you all this crap, the musical artists are crushing YouTubers on YouTube. It's ridiculous. So, I think what we need to understand is why and how they did that. And if you could apply that to a YouTuber, I think you'll have a lot of success. Case in point. So I feel like we're onto something. You know, I absolutely do. We just need to do it. Anyway, so I want to finish up this live stream by going and putting this new composition that we've created into Premiere Pro, and we're going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to go into Premiere now, and I am going to start working on it. Alright, so we're into Premiere now, and I need to bring in this file that we've just created, and I should have made a news folder, which has all the news. By the way, please disregard my horrible organization in this program. I literally wrote this video as I was animating, so like a lot of shit just got thrown everywhere, and I wasn't able to really organize my file structure. Alright, so we're going to go to exports. Alright, so now I'm going to come into here, and I'm going to find the file, or the place in the timeline that this exists, right here. Alright, there it is. And what I want to do is just replace it. That's simple. I just want to make sure that... Alright, great. So let's watch it. Now, you guys probably can't hear it, actually, unfortunately. Oh, dude, that's sick! So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna let the audio pick up the actual sound of my computer. That way, you guys. So I'm gonna turn the music off in the background, so you guys can hear what I'm working with here. So I'm gonna turn off the music. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into Premiere, and I'm going to play. I want you guys to hear what we've done. See it and hear it. Boom! Alright, cool. So it makes sense. So what we want to do is we want to actually take these bombs going off, and we actually want to make them louder and put them in so let me find the bomb sound. A lot of these sounds are just like rumbles and shit that I've put in there. Alright. So the bomb, actually, the sound effect of the bomb, I believe, is this guy right here. Nope. It's this one. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is make this thing loud as shit. Boom, right there. So right there, I'm going to basically find a spot for this. I'm just going to copy right there. And then what I want to do is I want to come in here, I want to go audio gain, and I want to just make this, see, it's negative 28 right now. It's really low. So what I want to do is go like maybe negative 12. Right. So like we hear, there's actually another one that happens right there. So I actually want to grab this guy, drag him over, and then I want to copy and paste for the next one. Right there. Right there. And then there's another one. I'm actually going to go to this next layer here. And then there's another one that hits right there. So I need to go to this other layer here. Copy that. And then there's a final one that happens right there. Boom. So now when we listen... So we need to change where the static is coming in at the music effect for the static, and then also her scream. So we need to find those sound effects. I think that's these right here. I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Yeah, I think this is what this is. So you can move these over. I think this right here is the yell. Let me check that actually. Oh, that's the motorcycle. Oops. All right, here's the scream. So the scream should happen right about there. So to the point where, like, you know she got fucked up. Oh no. I kind of want to have an earthquake sound effect. Maybe we should have it sooner. Like as soon as that bomb goes off. Yeah, because I kind of want it to be like, you're just kind of like, you hear that and you're like, oh crap, what just happened? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I wanted to do. Well, I'm going to save that, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today. You guys are incredible. And I'm going to start this thing where, you know, when I, beginning and end of every episode, I just play a quick game. You know, just to keep it gaming. Because that's what we're doing. We're making games. We're making movies about games. We're making videos about games. We're making 8-bit games about video games. All right. So to that end, I'm gonna play some Mega Man for you guys. Let's check. Oh yeah! Mega Man X, ladies and gentlemen, the SNES Classic that I just got. I'm really stoked on it. And here's the 8. At the beginning of this episode, I gave you my theory on what so, what? I don't know what robot Maverick was first. I always I don't know what your favorite stage is. You know, I also, you know, this is probably my favorite. So I'm gonna close out with playing this level. Listen to that music. It's incredible. Dude, I haven't played this game in so long. So the SNES Classic has, I don't know what I'm doing. The SNES Classic also has Star Fox 2, which was originally unreleased, and I actually was reading about it, and apparently they literally finished the game. But PlayStation had just come out, and they were pushing 3D graphics, and so Nintendo opted, instead of releasing Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo, they needed to shift all their focus in terms of marketing and advertising on a Star Fox game for the N64. And that's what they did. So, can't hate them on that, but I think they should have. But they wouldn't have been able to promote it. You know, and I think that that's a big aspect to the decisions that these big companies have. Is like, promote this game, even though we've spent all this money making it. I mean, dude, I don't know if you guys know this, but like movies, some of these blockbuster movies cost $100 million. they actually cost $100 million just to promote it. I mean, it's like, you spent $100 million, but do you want to spend another $100 million promoting it? I mean, that's a question that people that just have to ask themselves. It's kind of like, it's unfathomable the amount of money that's involved. It's crazy. I don't think, do I have my dash here? I kind of know where they are. I actually missed a heart cell. Oh my gosh! How do I get out of here? I don't have dash yet. I have to go talk to Dr. White. There we go. Disintegrates for no apparent reason. Like, why would you build a ship that just so you can come out and blow up your own ship? That really should have dash. Oh, dude, I'm in trouble. Dude, I'm crushing him! Ah. 1 second, guys. Had a little issue with the eye there. Get back into it. Do I have a heart tank? Boom! Crushed him on the first try! That's what I'm talking about. Boom! Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Arnali, and stay tuned for more live streams coming soon.